Happy New Year, fire signs. It's Carolina, White Wolf Mystic. I hope you guys had a great holiday. Thank you for being patient with the delay in posting these readings. I did pick up a cold over the holidays and I lost my voice. So I've just now got my voice back for the most part. And I'm able to record these videos for you. I did post a video recently on the astrology of 2020. 2020 is going to be a very significant year for the collective as well as each of us individually. So I highly recommend you check out that video to learn more about what to expect for this year. I'll also be hosting an Instagram live discussion on January 9th at 7 p.m. to discuss the astrology of 2020 and to help answer anyone's questions that they may have about how this will affect you personally. And I also recommend subscribing to my newsletter as I send out monthly emails with updates on what to expect for the month ahead, astrologically speaking. So I will post the links for those details down below, as well as the timestamps where you can jump to your reading for your sign specifically. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin with Aries. So starting with Aries, 2020 will be a significant year for you guys because Mars will be moving into Aries at the end of June, and it will be there for 6 months. Mars usually spends about a month and a half in each sign, so it is one of the fastest moving planets. The influences and themes that we all work on a collective level shift and change with Mars fairly quickly, but because of its retrograde motion this year, Mars is going to be in one sign for 6 months. It's going to be in Aries for 6 months. It's going to travel all the way to almost the end of the final degrees of Aries and then back again and then over again. So whatever planets you have in Aries, obviously you have your sun sign in Aries, any other planets you have in Aries, it's going to be a great year for you to really take strides forward to accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish, work on projects, tasks, to travel, to really follow your energy wherever you're being called to go or whatever you're being called to do. So big year for Aries. So let's just look at January and see what Aries is going to be working on this month. Okay, time to let go. So this is about, letting go of people or situations that are no longer serving you, being willing to acknowledge that the time has come to end something or finalize something. This is also about, non-attachment. So maybe it's not that we have to actually let someone go or let something go, but rather detach from our expectations of that situation or relationship. So let's pull some tarot cards just to get a clarifier. What are we letting go of in January for Aries? Okay. So I have 5 of Cups. So for some of you out there, you may be going through a recent breakup. You may be going through a job loss, but 5 of Cups is a card of grief and disappointment, as well as emotional healing and processing. So we may be letting go of some disappointment or some heartbreak this year and moving through that and working through that. We've also got 4 of Pentacles, which to me is a card of possible disappointment as well, because we were trying too hard to cling on to something, to control it out of fear, that fear of not enough, or that it would leave us, or we would lose whatever we were holding on to so tightly. And so I'm seeing that, whatever we were holding on to so tightly, whether it's something that fell through or whether it just didn't work out the way that we thought it would, but maybe the situation is still ongoing, it's processing that pain and disappointment and practicing surrender and non-attachment with this letting go, right? Letting go of how you thought things should have gone, how you would hope things would have happened, letting go of those expectations and those beliefs about the way things should be, because that's ultimately where suffering comes from. It's not just external situations, but our response to them and our beliefs about them that creates this suffering. And suffering is a part of life, disappointment is a part of life, but it's how you move through the disappointment and process it that determines your healing and your outlook on life. So I'm seeing that we are processing pain and disappointment this month. I've also got 6 of Cups, which is a card of nostalgia. It is a card of memories. So, all of these cards really have to do with processing whatever has just happened or whatever is happening currently in your life right now, Aries. So I'm not seeing that January is going to be a month of trying to move on or move forward, but rather, giving the situation its due, allowing time to heal. So it's not to say, like I said, not to say that we're not moving forward, but that in January we really are devoting time to processing this disappointment and giving yourself plenty of time to do that, to process what your beliefs and expectations were and how things ended and why they didn't work out, and really doing that internal processing in January. Because before we can move on, we really have to analyze or take stock of our emotions and our beliefs. Because if we just skip over it and try and move on and bury it down, those emotions come back up and bite us in the ass later on in life, right? So the way forward is through. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Then we've got prosperity. You guys can see that. A gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. Okay, so super specific. Maybe part of why we've experienced this disappointment is because we're making way for more money. See this chest of money coming in, of more money literally to come in, or more opportunities to come in that we may have been blocking because we were trying to control a situation or outcome. So that's really positive. Your hard work is paying off. Yeah. So for some of you, this may be very specific to just practicing non-attachment and letting go of the need to determine the outcome or to have certainty or to predict or control things. Because when you surrender and release, then prosperity is going to come your way. And all the work that you've been putting in, you are going to start to see the fruits of that labor this month. So, what started as a kind of somber, melancholy message is turning around to be really positive. What I'm seeing here, this is a card of generosity as well. So, if you are disappointed or upset because you put a lot of effort into a situation or into a relationship, I'm seeing that you may start to see that come back around, that positive karma, right? But we have to detach, let go from our expectations so that we make way for prosperity and recognition. I love that. That's beautiful. So that's pretty straightforward. Before I pull a final message, I want to see if there's anything else I'm feeling called to get clarity on with this. I do want to clarify 5 of Cups because I'm getting, both relationship and career here. So I want to zero in on that and get a little bit more specific what the disappointment or healing is related to. Okay, so for some of you out there, this is just kind of a split message. It has to do with some of you that are going through a breakup, and for some of you, this has to do with your career, because I have Ace of Pentacles, which can indicate that it was a relationship. Ace of Pentacles can also indicate, that it's a job or career that we're looking at here. And I'm getting the Justice card. Some of you in particular, this may be very specific for you. You may be going through divorce or separation. And so processing that and recognizing that it is painful and honoring whatever emotions are coming up for you, even the not so pretty ones, but recognizing that perhaps this marriage or this relationship fell apart because it wasn't serving your highest good, and there's a higher path for you, and that this split from this relationship is clearing that path for you to step higher up onto this mountain. I mean, he's standing at the top of this mountain. So it's clearing the way for you to take this higher ground, this higher path. Okay, and then for those of you that are in work-related situations, you know, I'm getting too, there may feel like there was a sense of unfairness. Maybe there was some backlash from coworkers, or maybe some backstabbing where you really felt things weren't fair, weren't happening fairly. And that could be this feeling of disappointment or betrayal. But again, it's trusting that as long as you are, you know, acting with integrity and according to your own beliefs and values, that your hard work is going to pay off and you will receive that promotion, that recognition, that raise that you're looking for. So, final message from Spirit for Aries in the month of January. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Capricorn had this card too. So focusing on inner peace, processing this heartbreak or disappointment, whatever it is. I'm seeing, you know, again, January is going to be a month of really just honoring that disappointment, grieving the loss or sadness or, you know, fear of uncertainty, fear of lack of control that you're processing. You know, spending that time in prayer and meditation and recognizing that doing so, things will come back around, come full circle, and your hard work will pay off, and that it is clearing the path for prosperity and abundance for you. Really, because as I mentioned before, you know, Mars being in Aries for 6 months out of this year is going to really give you guys a boost to be able to do anything you want to do and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. I mean, Mars is the ruler of Aries. It's very at home in the sign of Aries, and it's going to be in your sign, in the sign of your sun for 6 months. And also any other planets that you have in Aries, it's going to be touching on those as well. So you really have got an opportunity to supercharge your career, your projects, your relationships this year. And so I'm seeing that's why we're starting off the year with processing this disappointment and letting go, because you're clearing the path for this supercharged time that you're going to have this year. Okay, so I hope you guys found that helpful. Talk to you next month. Moving on to Leo. Leo. It'll be a fairly significant year for you Leos. We've got, you know, especially January, we've got the sun moving into Aquarius on the 20th. We have a new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is your opposite sign. So these planets are going to be opposing the house of your sun. So you may feel some triggers, some activations this month. We've also got Saturn, which changes signs every 2.5 to 3 years. Saturn is moving into Aquarius this year. It'll be backsliding into Capricorn for most of the year, and then it'll return in December to Aquarius, and it'll be there for the next 2.5 years. Again, it's going to be opposing your sun at some point, depending on where your sun is located, any other planets you have in Leo. But the sun is, the house that your sun is in is the house where you spend a lot of time and energy. It's where you really identify with yourself or express yourself. So Saturn moving into that house is going to be triggering that and activating that. So it's going to be a very significant year for you Leos as well. You'll feel that activation. We've also got Uranus and Taurus. Taurus squares Leo. So a lot of interesting energy going on for you guys this year. Let's see what's going on for Leos this month. Now is a lucky time. Rabbit spirit. All right. Let me pull some tarot cards to go with this. More specific details. All right, I'm getting a pretty strong work message for Leos. So as relates to your employment, your work projects, your job, this is King of Pentacles. I often associate this with Taurus because we have the bull here. And so I do feel like Uranus and Taurus squaring or coming close to squaring your sun over the next few years is going to bring you unexpected abundance and opportunities. Uranus stations direct on January 10th, so you may feel this energy, some of you that have your sun at 2 degrees or within 2 degrees of Leo. But either way, squaring the house of your sun over the next 6 years, Uranus is going to be asking you to change, to shift, to evolve, and he is going to bring in unexpected people and experiences to help you grow. So I'm seeing that this is going to be emphasized this month for you, Leo. Being open to receiving, being flexible, to receiving positive experiences. This could also have to do with being mindful that we don't overindulge, that we're not so optimistic, that now is a lucky time, everything's wonderful, that we overdo it. So it is important to be mindful. We want to rein in that energy and harness it a little bit, but I am seeing some opportunities coming your way, possibly financially, or opportunities to expand your prosperity. Because then we've got 8 of Pentacles. This is a card of hard work, putting in the time to grow yourself and your career. So January is going to be potent for you, Leos, to do that. Utilizing the new moon in Aquarius on January 24th, whatever house Aquarius rules in your birth chart is an area that you have the opportunity to grow and expand this month by using that new moon, especially with the sun traveling through that house as of January 20th. So use the new moon. I do post on Instagram suggested rituals for the full moons and new moons. So if you don't follow me already, check that out because I will post ritual suggestions. And we've got 5 of Swords. So to me, this is a card of negativity. It can be a card of drama, conflict with family, friends, coworkers. So being mindful again as well, because I am getting so much good luck, lucky situations happening for you, Leo. Just don't allow that overexcitement or optimism to create drama in your life right now. Don't dwell too much in fear or negativity either. Because then we've got flow. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome. Release your expectations. Okay, so I feel like that's what this 5 of Swords has to do with as well. It's mental negativity, pessimism, anxiety, stress. So I'm seeing the way to mitigate this is just be in flow state, because now is a lucky time for you guys. The universe is going to be bringing you good things. So going with the flow, surrendering is going to be a big one for Leo in January. A win-win outcome is forecast. So this could also mean that something is coming to a close, coming to a resolution. You're going to start to see a situation you've been investing in bear fruit, a relationship possibly you've been investing in. You're going to start to see the fruits of all that effort and a renewed sense of love and connection. So definitely getting a lot of positivity for Leos in January. Now is a lucky time. A win-win outcome is forecast. I mean, it's pretty positive. So the only work I'm seeing you really having to do is be mindful of overindulgence and don't dwell in negativity and don't create unnecessary drama. Okay, but other than that, it looks like it's going to be a great month for you, Leos, and a great time to really move forward on your projects and in your relationships. So whatever it is that you're going to create this month and going forward. All right, final message. I do whatever it takes to get closer to to consciousness. That's a really pretty card. I love the owl. Do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So that is the flow card. That's what it means to be in flow. To be in flow is to be trusting in the divine, that everything is happening according to the divine plan, that everything is serving your highest good, and that when you step into that flow state, you become more creative and empowered. Okay, so that is your reading, Leo, for January. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll talk to you again next month. Last but not least, Sagittarius. Oh, my beloved Sagittarians. So 2020 will be a pretty significant year for Sagittarians as well, because we have the eclipses moving into the Gemini-Sagittarius axis this year. We were in the Cancer Capricorn axis last year, and we'll be resolving, a few more eclipses in that axis, but then the eclipses move into Gemini and Sagittarius. So we'll have some new moons in Sagittarius, some full moons in Sagittarius. So it's going to be a great year to release some things that are no longer serving you. It's going to be a great year to manifest and bring in new things that you want to create. So a lot of potent energy that you can seize to your benefit this year, Sagittarius, especially because Jupiter was moving through Sagittarius all of last year. Last year was really a year of expansion and growth for you, of really modifying your sense of self and trying new things and exploring and going on adventures and just kind of awakening to a higher version of yourself. And so now that you've done that, and now Jupiter has left and it's now moving into Capricorn, this year is going to be about working through and processing everything that you learned last year and harnessing the power of what you've learned, and then shedding some of the things that you have now come to realize are no longer important. Okay, so that's going to be 2020 in a nutshell, in a very, very tiny, tiny little nutshell for you guys. So let's see, January. What is Sagittarius going to be working on? Nothing is wasted. Vulture Spirit. I love Vulture Spirit. He is one of my spirit animals as well. So Vulture Spirit, vultures are extremely sacred animals. They are cleaners. They process things that are rotting and wasted so that we can eliminate toxins from the environment. It's very important, their job. And so what Vulture Spirit teaches is that while we may be shedding some things, letting go of some things, there may be certain areas of our life that are now decaying, so to speak, that are no longer serving us as a result of our growth last year. Yours, I'm not a Sagittarius. And so it's recognizing that Spirit is clearing out those things. Whatever has been cleared for you, it is really serving your highest growth. But that clearing, nothing is wasted. It served a purpose, and there's something you can learn from that. So it's taking the time to really sit down and reflect on what you have shed or let go of last year. And this will be an energy you'll be working with throughout this year as well when we have the eclipses, because eclipses are about closings and endings. So what else needs to really be shed? And again, a lot of this is internal, your internal beliefs and philosophies about things. But Vulture Spirit is very sacred spirit, and that everything that we let go of and process, it serves a purpose. Nothing is wasted. All right, so let me pull some specific cards. Okay, so I've got King of Cups, which is a card of compassion and emotional mastery. So what I am seeing is that whatever experiences you went through last year, even some of the tougher experiences, it has helped you to cultivate a greater sense of empathy for your fellow man or woman, and to really know how to process and manage your emotions, because again, it was a year of great expansion for you. You processed a lot of things, and so it's teaching you self-care, compassion, and empathy, right? That's one of the jewels of this vulture process. And then Four of Cups, what I'm getting with this is discernment. So the process of shedding and eliminating things that are no longer serving you, recognizing what you thought maybe was in your highest service, but then realized it wasn't, because I'm sure a lot of you too last year experienced so much growth and expansion that you had to then pick and choose, right? You couldn't do everything. You couldn't go everywhere or be everything to everyone. And so the lesson with this is discernment, learning to pick and choose what's really worth your time and energy, the relationships that are worth your time and energy, the business opportunities, career opportunities that are worth your time and energy, and practicing more discernment, prioritizing, okay, is important. And then learning to let go, recognizing when something's no longer working, it's not worth your energy expenditure, being willing to let go of some of your beliefs and expectations surrounding things, right? Because clinging to something that is no longer working can cause a lot of suffering as well. So Sagittarius is the philosopher of the zodiac. It's the sign of the highest truth and wisdom, right? And so you are often the wisest, or one of the wisest of the zodiac signs. So what wisdom have you developed through the experiences that you went through last year, right? And letting go of clinging to prior beliefs about the way things should be in order to make room for the way things are, right, is important as well. What else? Beloved. I love this card. That's pretty. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship, but believe you are lovable. Okay, so for some of you, this is really specific. This might have to do with relationships. You may have gone through some relationship turbulence, and now it's, you know, that love is returning because you have perhaps let go of some of your beliefs and you've made room now for greater love to enter. You've practiced greater discernment in who you choose to be with, or how you choose to spend your time and energy, or what you choose to fight about and just or what you choose to just let go because it's not worth fighting about. And you've cultivated more empathy and compassion. Okay, and for some of you, a lot of the work that you've done, the growth that you've done over the past year has been to prepare you for someone new coming into your life. So in January, there may be a new person on the horizon for you, Sagittarius, if you're not already in a relationship. But also love in general, recognizing that there's love everywhere, in all places and in all things. And so allowing yourself to be on the receiving end, right? Believing that you are lovable, it says here on the bottom. Being open to receiving, not just giving, because you Sagittarians are very kind and very generous, and you can overgive sometimes, and it's learning how to be on the recipient end, letting people reciprocate. Okay? Believing that you are lovable and worthy of all the new growth and new opportunities and new love that's going to come into your life now. All right? That's beautiful. Love that. The end of a tough cycle approaches. All right, so I think this is overall pretty positive. You know, we're moving out of this phase where we've done some inventory and we've processed some things that are no longer serving us, and we've shed some things. You know, we've done our emotional processing, and that's why we are focusing on self-care and compassion. And now that cycle is coming to a close. So I see that as a positive message overall, Sagittarius, that you are closing out the lessons of 2019 and we are moving forward into a stronger, wiser, more expanded version of yourself. Okay, last message. I choose to learn through love. So yeah, I feel like love is a big theme for you Sagittarians in January. Focusing on love, being open to receiving love, being open to new love coming into your life. And recognize that all the work that you did, it has served a purpose and it will continue to serve a purpose, serving your highest growth. All right, so that is the reading for fire signs. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Take care.